So out taking a walk with the family, and I noticed this shelf somebody nailed to this tree, and this is like something related to religion, like a, you know, shrine, like a little mini shrine on the side of a tree. Really cute. And that's a 5 yen coin on the corner there, and a Lego next to it. And those are foxes, if you're curious. Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, so behind me is either a jinja or a oteda. I think maybe an oteda. I'm kind of hazy on the definition of the two, but one is sort of for luck in the living and the other are for the deceased. Well, speaking of gods, let's talk horological God, the horological God. The horological God wants blood, and by blood I mean money. He's been talking to me lately, and he demands an offering. He's a pretty cool God in the sense that you throw some money your way, at least you get a timepiece out of it. You know, in this hobby, if you're not buying or selling or flipping, things can get kind of boring. It's not really a skill-based hobby. It's a acquisition-based hobby. And so when you're not acquiring or disacquiring, is that a word? Then things can be mundane. Even if you have some cool pieces, things can get a little stale. And that's the horological God talking to you and saying, I must have my due. And the horological God is not going to be satisfied with another $40 or $50 Seiko 5 or an Orient Blue Mako-esque purchase. No, he wants some blood. And that's where I am. I'm feeling the need to pull the trigger on something, and it's a feeling that's been there for a couple weeks. And I've gone through some transitions as far as what I've thought about going for. And you got to be careful, because when the horological God speaks, he may lead you astray. And I've come close. I've looked at some omegas I probably shouldn't have been looking at. I contemplated a Tudor Hydronaut. That's right. I found a Tudor Hydronaut on the internet, and it was $2,000, and I thought, hey, this could be a future classic. I mean, it's like, you know, it's a Tudor, it's a dive watch. It was pretty good looking, and I contemplated it, and I thought about it, and I looked up Hydronauts on YouTube, and I saw a video of Clive and Archie discussing, I think, Archie's Hydronaut that he just sold, and I think they came to the conclusion that for $2,000, it's not worth it, but for $1,000 it perhaps would be. And I agree there. I think $2,000 is a bit much. $1,000 is, I don't know if I'd call it a steal, but it's, you know, it's a quality timepiece for not a lot of money. I mean, we're talking Tudor, and you know, Tudors, they're moving these days, and those could be classics. But yeah, the ones here in Japan are around 2,000, and so seeing that video of Clive and Archie discussing sort of slapped some reason into me, and I thought, let's back the truck up. What other things have I thought about buying? Well, obviously I'm thinking maybe the Oyster Perpetual. We'll have to see on that. I got to make another video about that, sort of a follow-up video. And, you know, strangely enough, I saw a really good price on a sub the other day. and I called about it, and they're in negotiations with another customer. Now, this would be a 14060M, and a lot of people would say, that's kind of weird. Why are you looking at that watch? You've got a 14060, straight up 14060 with 3000 caliber movement. Well, going a little more modern could be nice. This would have the Luminova, it would have the 3130 movement, I think, and it's a more modern watch. It's from 2006. This is Z serial, so we'll see. I'll get a call about that today. The price was really good. That's what kind of drew me in, and yeah, subs are going up as well. They're not going up quite as much as GMTs. That's insane, but you can't get a sub for what I paid for my sub a couple years ago. So that's another thing. But anyway, any ideas? Of the GMT Tudor crossed my mind. Too much for too little, and by too little I mean brand status. It's a good watch, don't get me wrong. The size sort of turns me off as well. It's a small issue, but when you're paying $4 grand, you know, that those couple millimeters in height and the bulkiness, those put me off. It's not a cheap watch, and especially not cheap if you can if you find it on the gray market here. They're tacking on $1,000, so it's they can get them for 400,000 yen, but they're selling for about 5. So yeah, that thought sort of came and went. And good watch, but I'm a Rolex guy, really. So I really I've got to appease the horological god with something good and nice, but I have to like it as well. And so I think I'm best. My best bet is to go Rolex in some capacity. All right, well, let me know what you think. Any ideas? Thanks for watching. All right, the Lion Dog, that's what these are called. And Koma Inu, I think is what it is in Japanese, and they're really interesting figures. There's 2 of them. One on the left, one on the right. Usually, well, pretty much always, one has its mouth closed and the other has its mouth open. It has to do with keeping bad luck out. I guess that's the closed mouth one, and letting good luck in. I think that's what it is. But these are particularly cute because, check it out, they have babies. Isn't that cute? The Koma Inu has a baby. You don't see that a lot. Let's look over here. This one's got a little baby as well. Looks like the elements have done some damage on this one. Anyway, love those Koma Inu.